So the last one that we'll talk about is stock gifting.
Remember that post you put up, like, that was years ago, when we were like, yo, instead of at a baby shower getting gifts, we should be buying stocks. That really didn't pick up. People really didn't take advantage of that. But that's one of these things, right? Like, if we know the advantage of investing in the market, right, and we have a child that is coming into this, and it doesn't even have to be a baby shower. It could be any type of holiday. It could be a birthday. It could be Christmas. Yes, it's cool to have cool toys and have nice items, but the one thing we know about those items is that they're going to hold no value after we open them, and they're not going to appreciate in time. Even if it's a collectible like a sneaker or something, a child at 7, 8, 9, they're wearing that shoe, and they're going to wear that thing to death, and it's going to be worth nothing after it was purchased and worn. Whereas if we put it into an investment like a stock or an ETF or an index, we know long term that that's going to appreciate. And so we need to get in the habit of at least thinking that way, right? We can now gift an asset that's going to appreciate over the course of someone's life. And even if they don't know, I think that's the perfect part of it. A lot of times, and we've seen people be gifted stock, and they're like, what is this? What do I do with this? It now becomes a teaching lesson again, right? You always have to have an inflection point in any point of education. The fact that you've done something that is completely different than buying a PlayStation, right? Maybe you buy Sony stock in addition to it, right? So now it's best of both worlds. Well, here I invested in the actual item, but here we invested in the company too. Here's why we did it, and here's how long you're going to hold it. It's an inflection point now to increase the intelligence of a child. That, you know, that becomes contagious, right? The kid now gets to explain to his peers and his cousins and his friends what happened, and hopefully they explain to their parents. That's how you build education in a community. But I digress.
Yeah, for sure. And the IRS allows tax-free gifts of $18,000 a year.
It's a lot.
So we never really talked about gifting too much, but you can gift $18,000 a year tax-free. So we talked about the tax benefits as far as, you know, if you're a self-employed person, but this is another way to kind of, for tax purposes, benefits is, you know, when you talk about stock gifting, the tax aspect is a major part of it. So this is you can gift tax-free up to $18,000 a year, right? And it doesn't have to be just stocks, but we're talking about stocks right now, so that's the main focus. But it's the same principles that apply when we talked about all of the other stuff, right? You can literally take $10,000 a year and gift it to your child or to your grandchild, and that's tax-free. And that same compounding interest growth will occur. So that's another benefit of you know, gifting, is the tax aspect of it. Like, that's a great way to utilize the tax system in America, and to still benefit the next generation.
Yeah, and if somebody's going to ask, well, how do I gift it? It goes back to the third way that we said that you can create a millionaire situation for your child. Open the Upma account, right? That Upma account is super important. Again, for the tax purposes, but again, this is now something you can put assets inside of, whether it be collectibles, whether it be real estate, whether it be I bid to invest in Bitcoin. This is a definite must if you're trying to build wealth for your children, right? You have to have an Upma account. In fact, I encourage everybody, after they watch this video or tomorrow morning, go to your brokerage account, whichever one you use, and I've done it on each one of them. So Fidelity has it, Schwab has it, E-Trade has it. Open an Upma account and just open it, put $500 in there. In the same way we talk about dollar cost averaging, right? This is another key thing. It's the same way we talked about dollar cost averaging. Make sure that you have a plan into putting money into that Upma account. Don't just leave it at the 500 that you did to open it and thinking that it's going to grow. We told you the threshold from a tax standpoint. We told you the things that you can invest inside of it. Make sure that there's a plan to put assets and so it can accumulate to something that's going to be worthwhile in the future.